if your heart is beating, your metabolism is doing things. Metabolism, traced back to the Latin root word, it means to transform and to change. And if there's one thing for sure, we know like the body, the cell is in constant change all the time. But when you come out into the sun, you know, just like when we're working out, we're getting more electron flow through the mitochondria, we're creating heat in the body. And the same things are pretty much happening when we come out into the sun. We're creating electron flow and heat in the body. So it's so beautiful. You can think of like, my cells actually can eat through sunlight, they can eat through exercise, and I don't have to just eat physical food to stimulate my metabolism. And also too, you know, when we are in the sun or like when we're exercising, we're stimulating the central part of my metabolism. So things are moving, they're happening all the time in the cell. Nothing is like, just because we go to sleep at night and things seem like they're low key, there's so much happening on the level of the cell. So amino and fatty acids, like right now when I'm sitting in the sun or when I'm exercising, we have a central metabolism. So we are creating amino and fatty acids, or at least amino acids all the time. We are breaking down, and in the body there's death and destruction. And in this death and destruction, this is the process of light and darkness. So when we come out in the sun, we know we're breaking down tryptophan, and we're building more serotonin, we're building dopamine, we're building like all these good neurotransmitters. And you know, if you don't care about feeling good mentally and you just want to look good physically, you know, it's also helping us, you know, it's helping train our cholesterol, train your triglycerides, help lean muscle mass, right? When we come out into the sun, especially in the morning, we're communicating with, there's an axis in our brain, a control center in our brain that goes down into the body, controls our adrenal glands, right? Our cortisol stimulation, controls everything, all the major organs down below. And it's just beautiful because it's like, you're a biochemist. Did you know? Did you know you're a biochemist? And like, it's so beautiful. If you're struggling like in the gym, maybe you know, take some time and go in the sun, do something different, because a lot of times we think we have to go like balls to the wall in the gym, like you have to walk out, you know, with your legs wobbling crazy, like you got jello in your legs. And you know, sometimes it's just good to take a step back and think about other things that stimulate the metabolism and help us recover and repair. And you know, even like long walks, if you're not someone who goes to the gym or works out a lot, like for me, for the last few months, all I've really been doing is a lot of easy walks. I did a weight training session the other day, and I'm starting to sweat. See, that sauna work is working. But I did a weight training session the other day for the first time in a while for myself, and it was really rough. I pushed myself too far, and sometimes they say, you know, you gotta touch the fire to remember how hot it is. You gotta touch the fire, remember how you get burnt. So I could have taken it easier. I just didn't know. Sometimes when you haven't trained a lot and you go back into the weights, your sense of perception of fatigue of the muscle is dulled. And that's why I tell a lot of my newbies who I train, a lot of times, like, you won't even feel the work that you're doing in the muscle if it's been a while, because you're retraining the brain, the nervous system, you're retraining the brain motor neurons to that particular muscle group. So sometimes, and a lot of us, if we have off metabolism, off hormones, that sensation is a lot slower. So we're building that mind-muscle connection slowly but surely. Anyway, I got my cards. Pick a few random cards, because nothing is random. Everything, when you look back, I asked, like, you know, I asked my papa, he just turned 88 the other day. You know, you look back and it's like, life, the events of life seem to all make sense. They say hindsight is 2020. You know, if you get out of a bad relationship, you had red flags because it's 2020. But in the moment, we just don't know how the flow of everything is going on. So the first card that fell out was nature. And this is, you know, why I'm making this video in the sun. to connect with your natural rhythm, to connect with your natural hormone rhythm. You know, even, I mean, this is stimulating growth hormone in the body. So, you know, if you're trying to do good things for yourself and you think the only option that you have is to go to the gym and just, you know, work out until you can't feel your body anymore, just think about where else in my environment is my hormones being shaped. You know, a large part of that, again, is the light cycle. And it's also like your environment, like in your home. I think one of the best things I tried to do for my health was just like clean up the environment. You know, we feel a lot less chaotic when things are clean. Like Jordan Peterson talks about, like, you know, clean your room. Our subconscious, like our mind, like even though you can't sense it, like our brains are like supercomputers, and they pick up everything in the environment, even if like my peripheral vision can see what's going on over there. And if something were to happen, like really fast, like I would flinch, you know, because my nervous system is picking up every single little detail in the environment. I'm picking up the smell, picking up the birds singing to me, you know, I'm picking up everything. So cleaning your room, cleaning your environment can really help to shape your hormones. So I recommend that if you're having a tough time, you know, with mental health or anything like that too. The cause at ballet, chain of events. We were just talking about this. What are the chain of events that are happening? Ooh, some little truck, little noisy little construction truck. Chain of events, and you remind me of my future. You know, this card, you remind me of my future. It reminds me of like just surrounding yourself with people you want to be like. Surrounding yourself like, yeah, like what type of people that you want to hang around with that have good habits that support you where you want to go. Like, you keep hanging around people who are like staying up late, going out to the bars, drinking. Maybe you're in a point in your life where you don't want to be doing that anymore. Maybe you want to be eating healthier and doing healthier things. And just like with the cell, like we reflect each other's hormone status. So we share hormones with people. Every time we meet somebody, we leave an imprint with them. We exchange information with them because there's information constantly leaving the body, and you can simply do that by like touching this heat that's leaving your body. It's information. Again, your nervous system, your intuition, your immune function, it's picking up so much that we can't even see. So you remind me of my future. What type of person do you want to be around that reminds you of like the future person of yourself? You know, a lot of people come up to me and they say, oh, I should start eating healthy like you. You know, it really doesn't matter. Like, you're gonna do the things that you're gonna do no matter what. If you're having a bag of chips or whatever, you might as well enjoy it. You know, that's why I tell people I'm not perfect, and I love a good dessert. I love I work at a restaurant, so it's like, of course, like there's desserts around sometimes, and you know, I enjoy myself when I eat these things. People would come up to me, "You're eating that little bit of brownie? You eat that?" Bro, I don't eat this on my everyday basis. And I mean, when I used to be addicted to Ben and Jerry's ice cream, like now I just try and make sure I stay hydrated outside of being here, try to make sure that I get my sunlight, get my exercise in. So when I do have these little moments of excitement, oh, I enjoy it so much. It is so exciting. It is a gift. And I always go into my work praying for like $100 tip. And like, if you hand me a little bit of brownie, that's my $100 tip. It's so good. It's so delicious. You know, I'm gonna enjoy it. Of course, don't eat something. If you're feeling bad about eating something, don't eat it. You know, that's your intuition telling you, you know, I'm skip this Oreo. You know. And when something comes up that you know you're gonna really enjoy, then you enjoy it. Look in a new direction. Look in a new direction, like with your routine with the gym, like I was talking about. Your metabolism is always working itself. You could do heat exposure, you could do cold exposure, you could fast. I've even done sleep deprivation as a way to get a different variation of stress in my body. Don't recommend sleep deprivation. Everybody's better with sleep. But stay open. This is this next card. Stay open. Stay open to doing different things. If you are going to the gym and you're just feeling like pain in your body and stiffness, like your body is talking to you, your immune system is talking to you. It's saying like, please do something different. You know, I view the body as like, it's like a little child, you know, and it just needs you to take care of it, right? It needs you to bring it to go brush its teeth at night. It's like a little toddler. It needs you to bring it some food. It needs you to make sure that it puts it down to sleep, right? What do you need? Some exercise. You know, if you start talking to your body like you're a little child, stay open. You know, you might get some different answers. And this is so funny. Ask for it. Ask for your answers. Ask for, how can I do something different in my routine, in my life? Ask for it. What would make me, you know, when I was trying to change my routine, I'm always trying to like change my routine a little bit and stay open to like what is going to be the best routine in the morning. Like, what would make me feel the most fulfilled? I try to ask that. You're being given opportunities to show up differently. I just feel like these cards are just like, ask for it, because you're given opportunities to show up differently. If you're being given symptoms, these symptoms, this depression, this anxiety, these are opportunities to show up differently. If you feel anxious, like your body's saying, wake up a little bit earlier. Give me more time, you know? If I'm feeling depressed, my cortisol is being stimulated. How can I help balance out this anabolic, catabolic side of my metabolism? Okay, if I'm experiencing a lot of cortisol, I'm being given an opportunity to show up differently. Maybe I need more rest at night. Maybe I need more protein to support my hormones during the day. You're being given opportunities. You just have to make sure that you look at them as opportunities and not problems, because if you look at them as problems, like obstacles that you're never going to overcome, it's going to be challenging. But if you look at them like opportunities, you know, you can do anything as long as you stay open. I can change my routine. I can change my diet, you know, and your body, your intuition is giving you these opportunities. These symptoms are just guides, you know. If you listen to them, they're guides. And I truly believe this because I want you to stay in your power. Stay in your power. Don't be a victim to your pain. Don't be a victim to your symptoms. Just listen and be ready to be wrong. I love this card. Be ready to be wrong. Like I've done, you know, like I said, I did a weight training workout the other day, and I went way too much. It was way too much. I felt like my immune system flared up again. I haven't felt that way since December. I recovered really quickly because I knew what I needed to do, but I'm just in a place of like gentleness with myself at this point. So be ready to be wrong. You know, be ready to touch the fire. Be ready to change everything you know about your health. Is fat really bad for us? Is cholesterol really bad for us? Cholesterol is building all of our steroid hormones, like testosterone or estrogen and progesterone. It's helping us to maintain this balance. So be ready to be wrong. What have I been taught that could be wrong about my biology, right? Is the sun bad for us? You know, be ready to be wrong. You know, discover, you know, what's meant for you. Also, last note, if you are going through a challenging time with stressors in the environment, like me, I'm taking it nice and light in my routines. The morning sunlight and the afternoon sunlight, these are gentle ways to communicate with your body. You're still gonna get that infrared light, that light stimulation at just a very gentle level. But like during the day, I get like wiped out right now. I'm very sensitive to stressors right now, and as I'm coaching my body to, you know, get better at the stress, I'm feeding myself plenty of amino and fatty acids, lots of meditation. You know, we're just doing it one day at a time. One day at a time. It's all we can do. So that's all I got for this video. I hope that you have a beautiful day. There's so many good things coming. We just don't even know what. Like I said, the chain of events, we don't even know what's going to come up. So I wish you the best of luck. As always, if you want to like, share, and subscribe, you can. But yeah, catch you next time.